Because this is an overview and not a full review, I'll try to make this quick. The movie starts off with a military convoy escorting Tony Stark in the Middle East.
If I take a picture with you?
I don't want to see this on your MySpace page.
My what?
Settings, just
Suddenly, the convoy is attacked by a terrorist group, and the terrorists capture Tony. We then go back 36 hours to see the events leading up to the attack. It also shows us a view into Tony's personal life, that way we get a better understanding of what kind of person he really is. Once Tony is in the Middle East, he gives a weapons demonstration, and then his convoy is attacked, bringing us to current events. Tony then wakes up as a prisoner to the Ten Rings, the terrorist group that attacked his convoy and took him prisoner. Along with being a prisoner now, Tony also has a battery hooked up to his chest, which is keeping shrapnel out of his heart. Tony and his cellmate Yinsen are shown some weapons from Stark Industries and told that if Tony does not recreate the Jericho missile for the Ten Rings, that they will kill him.
No, he won't.
Tony starts working on a decoy missile, a miniature arc reactor to replace the battery which is keeping him alive, which will take another 3 movies before he gets that taken out to even get the shrapnel taken out. But anyways, and he begins working on the Mark I Iron Man suit to escape with. Once the suit is ready, Tony kicks some ass as Iron Man and escapes, but sadly Yinsen does die. While escaping, Tony destroys a majority of their weapons and attempts to fly away before crashing and ruining the army. Tony walks around for a while and is picked up and brought home to Malibu, where he announces that his weapons company won't make weapons anymore. Tony has a brief discussion about the arc reactor with one of his business colleagues known as Obadiah Stane. This discussion feels almost entirely pointless except for the fact that it feels a lot like foreshadowing. Well, talking about foreshadowing, Tony actually replaces his arc reactor with a new one in the next scene. Next, Tony starts working on the Mark II Iron Man armor. Doing so, he does plenty of tests, and he actually gets a few learning experiences. A few life-threatening learning experiences while we're at it. Meanwhile, back in the Middle East, our old friends the Ten Rings are collecting the Mark I Iron Man suit for study, and they are still terrorizing nearby towns with Stark tech. When Tony learns about this, he does not react well. He gets quite angry and he actually suits up to go teach them a lesson. After arriving in the Middle East, Tony defeats the Ten Rings with very little difficulty and proceeds to defeat a tank with, well, one small missile. The Air Force gets word of this and sends 2 jets in to intercept.
We've got ourselves a bogey.
After doing his best not to get in a confrontation with them or fight them at all, Tony finally calls Rhodey and tells him that it is him. So now that Rhodey knows that Tony is Iron Man, Pepper finds out the very next scene also. And hell, while we're at it, we find out that Obadiah has been working with the Ten Rings this whole time, and he takes the Mark I armor from him and kills everybody there. Hell, everybody's finding out who Iron Man is now.
I am Iron Man.
No, don't get ahead of me. Anyways, in the next scene, Pepper goes to steal some copies of Obadiah's plans and brings them to S.H.I.E.L.D. Before Pepper can give Tony a heads up, Obadiah gets the jump on him, so that he may steal Tony's current arc reactor to power his suit, because his engineers could not recreate it.
Possible. Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave! With a box of scraps!
Just take it easy, man.
While Obadiah takes the reactor back to his suit, Pepper and S.H.I.E.L.D. race to stop him, all while Rhodey goes to help Tony.
Pepper, slow down.
Tony gets his old arc reactor that was in the garage and puts it in him to keep himself alive.
Good boy.
Tony suits up having an out-of-date power source, and Rhodey goes to keep the skies clear, being unable to soon.
Next time, baby.
Yeah, for Rhodey the character, but not you the actor. Anyways, back with Pepper and Obi, Obadiah powers up his Ironmonger suit and attacks S.H.I.E.L.D. Tony saves Pepper from Obadiah and proceeds to fight him. As Tony and Obi fight, we see that both suits have their disadvantages. For example, Tony's suit is running on lack of power, and Obadiah's suit is running on outdated hardware.
More advanced in every way.
How'd you solve the icing problem?
Icing.
Might want to look into it.
While fighting atop the large arc reactor building, it looks like Tony will lose, so he has Pepper overload the reactor, getting it ready to do a very large unit.
How are you gonna do that?
You're gonna do it. Go to the central console, open up all the circuits. When I get clear of the roof, I'll let you know you're gonna hit the master bypass button. It's gonna fry everything up here.
When it's fired, Obadiah is fried, destroying the large arc reactor and the Ironmonger suit with him. Tony lives through it, and the next day, S.H.I.E.L.D. gives Tony an alibi as to where he was, because they need to cover up this little incident.
We should say it was just Pepper and me, alone on the island.
That's what happened.
However, at the press conference, of course, Tony does not follow the cards and admits to being Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
That's where the movie ends, well, except for the Marvel after credit scene. Which, if you don't know what that is, it's the traditional after credit scene in any Marvel movie, hinting to what the next movie may be about, or some bigger purpose. Anyways, the after credit scene in this movie is Nick Fury, played by Samuel L. Jackson,
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
talking to Iron Man about the Avengers Initiative. In closing, I must say that I do enjoy this movie. It's fun, it has a lot of creative scenes, a lot of good effects. I give Iron Man an 8.1 out of 10. It is a good movie. Be sure to check out some of my other lists of top 10s and maybe some other movie overviews if you like this. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody, and take it easy.